What's up, Colts Nation? Hope everybody's having a great day. I know I'm trying to. Alrighty, guys. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Alec Pierce and what it is that Chris Ballard and the scouting staff saw whenever they were diving into this young man. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've always been pretty high on the young man, okay? But I'm not going to lie. The more I've learned about this kid, the more I'm really excited to see what he can be for this Colts organization. And I honestly believe he could be that long term answer at wide receiver. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty darn good to me. All right, guys. So the first thing I want to talk is about his measurables, okay? And I'm not going to lie. You know, Alec crushed it at the Underwear Olympics. I mean, at the combine, he was putting up number, 6'3", 211 pounds, 78.5-inch wingspan, a 4.41 40-yard dash at that size. I mean, that's awesome, 40.5-inch vertical, 10'9" on the broad jump. I mean, this kid's RAS score was just awesome, and it really excites me to sit there and think, okay, yeah, this is some good measurables to build off of. You know what I mean? But like I said, that was talked about to death. Okay, so I don't want to get too much into that. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because it is so important. But the thing I really wanted to get into today, guys, is the competitiveness, the intelligence, the cultural fit, and yeah, how he fits with this team, and that grit and toughness and motivation. These are some of the things that I really like diving into when you start learning about some of these young men. Okay, so first thing I'd like to talk about is competitiveness. All right, because you look at his family, for heaven's sake. Mother and father both went to Northwestern. Mother played volleyball. Father played football. Both his older brother and younger brother. His older brother's a European basketball pro. His younger brother's going to Princeton with basketball. I mean, so the reason I bring this up is, can you imagine what the family picnics were like? I mean, talk about competitive. I don't know about them. I mean, but I know from my experience with my younger brother and stuff, that type of competition, whenever you learn it and you're just raised that way and it's ingrained in your DNA, you know what I mean? That's something that will just carry you throughout your entire life. And I don't care in what, I don't care if you're talking about sports, education, family, being best father you can be, whatever. That competitive nature, to always be the best, that to never settle for anything less than your absolute best. Like I said, I sit there and I see that a lot with this young man. I mean, we're talking about competitive, right? He was a four-sport letterman coming out of high school, out of the suburbs of Chicago. I mean, his junior year, he helped lead his volleyball team to the state championship. Okay, like I said, this kid has just been competitive in every aspect of his life that I was able to dig into. Like I said, the four sports that he's in. He was in volleyball. He was a track star. He was, played football. He was a late bloomer in football, and he also played basketball. And it's like, not only do these things help in the competitive aspect of thing, but think about how they fit in with the game of football. Okay, we keep always talking about that it factor, and what we always want to see from our elite athletes and stuff. Well, I feel like this is a big factor to that. Okay, because the thing is you can sit there and play one sport and you get your muscles and stuff are adapted to that. But the thing is whenever you need to play outside of the spectrum of things, that's when you can fall back on those other experiences. Like I said with basketball, okay, you have to have good body control. Yeah, I'd like my wide receiver to have good body control. How about you guys? You sit there and you think about volleyball. You also have to have that good body control, but you've also got to be able to generate that power and that energy, and the way that relates, for at least in my eyes, to football is, like whenever he's going up for those 50-50 balls, not only is he going to get his hands on it, but he's going to be able to rip it away, and he's going to have that body control to, man, I'm telling you right now, these things can really help paint a picture of this young man, like I said, that I think he can become that long-term answer. And then, track, let's be honest, that goes without saying, he increases his speed, and he set a lot of personal bests, his senior year at track, so it wasn't like he sat there and was just like, oh, I'm just going to go with my senior year and phone this thing. No, that competitive drive, that competitive willingness to be the best version of himself, he shows it in his high school, okay? And then you sit there and you look at his football career. His football, he played both the defensive side and the offensive side. He was one of those linebacker hybrid safety type, and then on the offensive side he played wide receiver, right? Well, the thing is you sit there and you look at all this, and it's like, okay, it starts to paint a picture of this young man, okay? And then you sit there and you look at how he ended up getting. It wasn't like he was heavily recruited out of high school, because like I said, he was a late bloomer, and the thing was the offense that they ran was more run dominant there in high school. So, he wasn't really heavily recruited. I mean, Cincinnati, they weren't even recruiting the young man when they first caught his name. They were talking to another athlete that was a competitor of Alec Pierce in a rival high school. You know what I mean? So this kid thought so much of Alec, even from his experience of competing with him, that he mentioned him to Cincinnati, and then the rest is history. I mean, Cincinnati recruits him in, brings him in as a 3-star athlete, not a 3-star wide receiver or a 3-star safety. No, it's an athlete. Which tells you a little bit of something. But then you sit there and you factor in, okay, when he got there, they were like, okay, we're going to fit you in at this linebacker role on his redshirt freshman year, and that showed you that he had that toughness. He had that physicality. He's a football player. He's not one of those wide receivers that as soon as they catch the ball, they're trying to find their way to the sideline as quick as possible. And I love that. I mean, you guys know I love that. I mean, that's what I like about Michael Pittman Jr. and his ability to block. I mean, we've talked about it for years with Zach Pascal. I feel like that Alec Pierce is going to present some of that, and that's going to translate much better to how this offense can hopefully achieve that next level that we're all hoping for,
Hey guys, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tag that notification bell so that you're notified next time I go live. Don't forget, you can also share this video to your favorite social media, and please open up that description of the video. In there you find a link to my Patreon, which is only $5 a month. You get all of my content plus Patreon specific content, and of course my merch shop right here.
And then you sit there and you factor in, okay, once he got there and he made his way into Cincinnati and stuff, and they moved him over to wide receiver and stuff, but he helped elevate this team to one of the playoff teams, okay? And it's not like they were a Power 5 school, it's not like they were an Alabama or a Notre Dame or an LSU or a Georgia that were constantly, or a Clemson that are constantly in the conversation. No, they helped elevate this program. And I'm not saying trying to pretend like he did it on his own, but he was a key piece to help elevate them to that next level. And that just speaks volumes whenever you sit there and you think about what this young man presents in the way of character and a way of just that toughness and that competitiveness. I mean, guys, I ain't gonna lie. It's hot out here, but this has got me sweating just thinking about it, how hyped I'm getting, okay? And then you sit there and you think about his intelligence, all right? This kid went to Cincinnati, took a mechanical engineering degree, which is supposed to be a 5-year plan, okay? He's like, don't worry about that. I'll do this in 3.5, okay? And guys, this is not this isn't, I only show up to one class every month or something to get my degree. No, this is like a legit, mechanical engineering out of Cincinnati is not an easy degree to get. So the thing is that right there just screams that he's not looking to just get by. He's trying to be the best version of himself, you know what I mean? And he's got the brain power for it. I remember listening to an interview, so I think they were interviewing Reggie Wayne, but one of the things that stood out to Reggie was the fact that Alec Pierce didn't just know what his job was supposed to be. He knew what the linemen were supposed to do. He knew what the tight ends were supposed to do. And you sit there and like, well, why does that matter? Well, okay, one of our greatest assets on this team is Jonathan Taylor. If Pierce is willing to get in there and get physical and get do that gritty work, like I said, and know where he needs to be, that's going to be what helps elevate the 20-yard run to the 75 to the house type runs. And guys, I mean, that's what this offense is built around. The fit of this young man into this locker room and everything. Man, I am super stoked for this, guys. I am not going to lie. And like I said, I know I'm painting this picture that he's not a finished product, okay? He's not. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying that he's going to come out and hang, 1,100 on his rookie season and score 8 touchdowns. I mean, hey, Alec, you go do it, my guy. I'll root for you every yard, all right? But I'm not trying to set those expectations. He's still a rookie. He's still got to make his way on the field, okay? But the thing is I do believe that he will be a productive piece of this offense. I do feel like he's going to have enough snaps and enough ability to sit there and present another weapon and to help us achieve those goals that we're really hoping for in this year and stuff, you know. And then you look at his toughness. And I'm not talking about the coach, my femurs snap, but I can get back in there. No, I'm not talking about that type of toughness. I'm talking about the mental toughness. You know, the toughness that helps, you know, when you're down by 6 and you know you got this game-winning drive that you've got to, and you know that you're going to be a vital piece of it and you're going to be able to help the team down the field. That's the type of toughness I'm talking about. And like I said, this young man has not had anything given to him, okay? Whether it was coming out of high school, not very heavily recruited, whether it was getting into Cincinnati, wasn't given a starting job, okay? But every time, every place that he's gone, he has managed to earn his way on, okay? I mean, man, I'm so pumped to see what this young man brings in this offense. And can you imagine him year 2, year 3 with Reggie Wayne and just that I mean, him and Reggie to me fit in that blue collar worker, that mentality of I'm going to go out there and grind this thing out and think. I mean, for goodness sake, I'm not happy that he got dehydrated and had to leave practice early last week. But the thing is, I mean, this kid is showing that he is giving his all. And it's only OTAs. It's only the first week. So, like I said, guys, I feel like the floor on this young man is much higher. I mean, Ballard has even said, that he feels like he's a better route runner than what people give him credit for. But it wasn't asked of a great deal whenever he played at Cincinnati. But the routes that he was asked to run or whatever, he crushed it. I mean, like I said, he just crushed it. And he was such a productive receiver for that team. Man, I'll tell you right now, guys, I think Alec Pierce has a chance. God willing, he stays healthy and everything. He might be one of those long-term pieces. And I'll tell you right now, I'm here for it. Go Colts.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.